Drinking this album, listen to the brews. I think it would pair well, if only for you, 'cause it's album reviews. It's album reviews.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Album Reviews, the stickiest, sireniest, like a siren song beckoning you into music criticism podcast. I'm going to talk over the siren because I love music so much. In fact, music is like literally the air that I breathe. My name is Sarah.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm just a little bored in the USA right here. My name's Zach.
My name is River, and I am just the kind of woman who can walk all over a man.
Frank rolled his eyes.
I mean, you do walk all over me.
Did I steal yours?
No, you totally walk all over me all the time.
That's true. That's true.
And I am Frank Rabbit, and despite my last name, I am actually the honey bear.
Whoa, inside scoop, Album Reviews exclusive.
That was
You heard it here
super
first.
meta. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's cool if we all had totems.
Oh, I'm into that.
Yeah, I'd be an owl.
Oh, I'd be moose, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I think she's an extension of my soul.
I could see that.
Yeah.
No, she's like kind of perfect.
Yeah.
I'd be an actual moose, I think.
Ooh,
Right.
I dig
Canadian.
Yeah, totally. Hey,
There's always something to do.
Always something to do. Canada's great. We were
Yeah.
in Canada last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had
too much fun.
yeah.
A little Tim Hortons, perhaps.
We did stop at a Tim Hortons on our way out of
And
Montreal.
Stunning.
Holy cow, so surprised. I had no idea what Tim Hortons was.
Yeah.
It's like upscale Dunkin' Donuts.
That's my understanding of it as well. Never
sounds
been,
good.
never tried a bite.
I would
but
definitely recommend
Love.
if you get across the border, you
Yeah.
stop at a Tim Hortons at least once.
The coffee was good.
Yeah, the coffee was
Yeah.
great.
That's huge for a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It didn't taste like burnt brown water.
Yeah.
It's good.
Looking at you,
Yeah.
Or
Starbucks.
I'm looking at you, Starbucks.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait. And it did not taste like mascara, ash, blood, and cum.
Wow.
Those are awful things for coffee.
Very sophisticated coffee notes.
I'm just quoting a line from the damn song. I'm quoting a line from the song.
I wasn't prepared.
I'm telling you, I
Oh my
studied.
God.
I was like,
I
I
thought
know these lyrics.
I thought I knew this album well, and then
I
you
don't.
come in with that
Yeah.
line, and I was, oh,
Well,
we're
before,
prepped.
before
We're
we
ready.
get into the mascara and the cum of the record,
The cum of it all.
I do want to plug you guys to the folks at home. You guys are from the Chicago band wht.rbbt, which is kind of a code name. Is that correct?
That is.
it's a complete code.
That's a complete code. How'd you guys come up with that?
It's complicated and yet also simple.
Of course.
You know, obviously there's the Carolian part of it, the White Rabbit, right? You're going to follow the White Rabbit to some type of change in circumstances. So that's kind of where it was going. It's in the code because this started off as a secret band. We were nobody was supposed to know that we were really doing this. The idea was we were going to just put out a single like every
Every now
once
and
in
again.
a blue moon.
Yeah.
Because I was in my really, really shitty band and she was in a really, really good band. And the two of us were kind of like, we were trying not to
Like mix our
music.
personal music identities with
Gotcha.
what we were working on in this project.
Was that kind of liberating?
It was, yeah, because I come from more of like a neo soul jazz background, and he is more like garage
Blues
rock,
and garage
blues,
rock,
yeah. And so to get to record under the moniker of White Rabbit Object and like truly lean into the rock and roll side of things was really, really fun for me. And then it totally grew on me, and now this is just
What we do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
So yeah, it was and I'll start because I was writing a song one day and for my old band, and I'm laying down the bass at the moment, and she was out doing something, and she comes in, and the rule was I don't comment on your music, you're not going to comment on my music, you know. That way, like, it doesn't get in like this critique and causing like pressure,
And so we don't get divorced.
So yeah, right?
There's that.
Because you
That's
don't want
huge.
to be like, hey, that song you just wrote, that sucks, right? Like you can't do that. So, but she broke the rule.
I did.
She walks in the door, And, I've got the bass and I'm playing the bass and I hear from the other side of the loft, she goes, "You're doing it wrong." And I'm like, number one, I wrote the song. How can it be wrong?
Yeah.
And number two, okay, hotshot, here's the bass. What would you do with this?
Yeah.
And she took the bass and she laid down the line. I went, okay, that's admittedly better. And
Fair
then she
enough.
goes,
No, it's just right. Musically, theoretically, it made sense. So I'm sorry.
so
but
she goes, so does this have words? And I said, it's like 80%. And so we opened up a bottle of wine. She laid in the vocals. And like, I don't know, 2 weeks later, it was on Q101. James Van Oslo was playing it on the radio.
Wow.
And 2 weeks after that, the Deli,
Classic.
right? The Deli.
Yeah.
There's a little blog entry and it says, "Who is White Rabbit Object?" And we're like,
Ooh.
what in the world? Like,
was one of those,
somebody
like-
listened?
Mr.
Yeah.
Burns moments. And
The
it's
Deli
like,
is so on it.
They really are.
Like, okay, several years ago, this was like 2017, I was living with a roommate who played in a couple bands, and the two of us one day like smoked a bunch of weed and dicked around and like sampled our like heater in our apartment and like wrote a song about our apartment
Cool.
and then like
That sounds amazing.
put it
I
on
need to hear it.
SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And the Deli wrote about it, like, because she was kind of notable. I don't make music, period. So they were like, Sarah Bidash and so like put under this music under this moniker, and we were like, whoa,
you
you're
guys had a
so
white
on
red.
it. They work harder than the Navy.
Yeah,
I hear.
yeah,
They're like Chicago's music, like CIA.
Yeah.
Does the Navy do
Yeah.
anything?
Boats.
Lots of boats.
Boats.
They got
Yeah.
planes, too. They
Yeah.
got planes.
My dad was in the Navy. I
yeah.
have to say that. All I've heard about my dad from the Navy is like, we went to this place.
Classic.
We
Classic
showed
Navy.
we pulled down our pants for a photo. Like
Fun.
yeah, it was that, and that's all I get about the Navy. So that's just the image I have of
Yes.
the Navy. So I imagine the Deli is working a little harder.
Yeah, perhaps.
yeah,
yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah.
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 I love the way they read into things too. Like
Absolutely.
and they always do it in a way that makes you sound like infinitely more like mysterious or
Yes.
sort of like clandestine for no
Cool.
reason,
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Very
just,
like credible.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
just sitting there like, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks. Whew.
You're
Somebody hold my
wow,
coat.
My press kit.
I know, right? Just got the Deli on it. Thank you.
Right.
No,
Thank
they're
you.
really cool.
They're
Yeah.
amazing for what they do. Like truly. But yeah, the Deli picks it up.
And so then, and then we kind of looked at each other and we were like, well, maybe this is actually a thing. We did another song called Silence that ended up on a super micro label out in the UK on some compilation album, which was weird. So you can dig around. I have no control over the song whatsoever. It's out there on Spotify and everything. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it gets streams and
It's kind of Florence and the Machine-y.
like
kind of. Stripped down.
Yeah.
But it's so we started putting out these singles and we were super content with that. And then that was when Sound Opinions hit. And
well, that's Jolene's Reply.
So we wrote a song called Jolene's Reply. I had originally written this as a song for my other project. It wasn't called Jolene's Reply at the time, but the whole catchphrase was, "Honey, I'm not sorry I took your man." And he's like, maybe we could turn this into something kind of cool. And
Yeah.
so it started off as more of like not a ballad, but it was more of like a Nina Simone kind of like blues influence, where it wasn't like super like rock driven. And then he came in and he really like bolstered it up and made it like really dirty and gritty. And that's when it got picked up by Sound Opinions. And they were just like, this song swings like a wrecking ball. This is like, and at that point we were kind of like, okay, well maybe, we can't do like what we've created here is just the two of us. So maybe we should find other people to do this with and actually get out and play.
Cool.
And we've been through
3 drummers,
3 drummers,
one other bass player,
one other bass player.
and now I'm playing bass because it's easier to find guitar players than it is bass
We have
players.
a new guitar player
And
now.
we have
Our
now
lineup
second
now,
guitar.
it feels so like, I don't believe in like divine intervention or like meant to be, but this is absolutely like, if you were going to prove meant to be to me, like this lineup of where we're at now feels amazing.
It's for the first time I feel like everybody's pulling in the same direction.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's
huge.
awesome.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
a beautiful fit.
Yeah, as opposed to
Very
somebody,
comfortable.
somebody who's like, I'll pull now.
No, it kind of felt like the music
Yeah.
was like that image of like the man like being tied to 4 different carts, and the 4 carts are going in all different directions,
Yeah.
and now we're just like nursing the same cart and going
Aw.
in the same direction. And
All the
so that
wheels
feels
are working.
so
all
Yeah.
the wheels are working.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's
yes.
fantastic because you guys have quite a lineup coming up this summer, right? Of
Yeah.
Oh
gigs.
yeah, we
we're
like
playing-
to keep it busy.
We
Yeah,
do.
I'm
Absolutely.
just gonna read them so the listener can go to them.
Pull out your calendar.
Pull out your calendar right now. Go check out this band at Summerfest, June 27th at the Uline Warehouse stage. Is that
Got
right?
it.
You got it.
I said
Yes,
it wrong off
sir.
air earlier. That's the same stage and day as Letterkenny. That kicks ass. That's so cool.
Yeah, we
Thank
love
you.
Slater Kenny.
Then go check them out July 12th at Shuba's, one of our favorite spots. Ravenswood on Tap, July 21st in the Ravenswood neighborhood, I imagine.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
And then
Wouldn't it be funny if it wasn't that?
It's in Hyde Park. Like,
and then July 22nd at Hideout. Those are all great rooms. That's
Yeah.
a sweet little summer setup you guys got.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're really excited. Nice to be, playing around town, and we're playing with a bunch of other really cool bands too. So it's always nice to share the stage with other great acts and get to listen to their music and have them hear us and make some new friends along the way.
so stunning.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure to check them out. Wear your SPF. A lot of those are outdoor stages. I'm watching you.
Stay hydrated.
2 things I am notoriously bad at:
Same.
putting on sunscreen and drinking water. Beer
Yes.
counts, right?
Beer counts.
Yes.
There's water in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my
It's liquid.
moisturizer had, I haven't reapplied it yet today,
You're
but
killing it
I'm
today.
trying. I'm trying to give myself grace. It's cool.
Well, very quickly, the listener already read the episode title and clicked on it. But will you tell them again what album we're talking about and why you picked it?
Yeah, absolutely. We chose I Love You Honeybear by Father John Misty. Little sad boy music for everybody today. No, this album was, for me, like, it really personifies like the idea, the concept record, and also like the songwriting is incredible on this record. And Chateau Lobby number 4 is actually the song we had our first dance to. And
Love.
so this record is super meaningful, and I think that it's a really nice culmination of different sound and texture and his talent, and it's just really cool. I don't know.
And I think it's interesting too because you get a dynamic too, kind of like a little insight from this selection into the way our relationship works. Because when we talked about what albums we wanted to do, she immediately said, "I Love You, Honeybear." I suggested "So" by Peter Gabriel. She suggested Chateau Lobby number 4 being our first dance. I suggested Sledgehammer. So yeah.
I see the vision.
Yeah.
It's really, we got a good thing going.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a collaboration.
perfect. Yeah.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
So she always gets her way, and usually what I suggest is ridiculous.
No, you get 4 no's and then you get a yes.
That's
That's
right.
how, that's how it works.
Yeah.
He gives me
No,
4
we've talked
ideas.
about that. Like when
Like,
we were just
ad
doing this
nauseam.
record, we'd be in the studio. I'd be like, "How about this?" And she'd be like, "No." And I'd be like, "How about this?"
It was nicer than
No.
that, by the way.
How about this? No. And one more time. No. How about this? Yes.
The way that you just did that sounded like John Mulaney's impersonation
Yes.
of Mick Jagger.
Oh, that's right. No.
It's not what I sound like, I swear.
Not funny. Well, Frank, you got to pick the beer, though,
Oh,
right?
my
That was
God.
your decision.
Actually, no, this was my idea.
Yeah, that was my idea too. I had another idea initially. No.
One of the 4 no's.
Yeah, one of the 4 no's.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be I'm coming up on a yes real soon though. So
Yeah.
my
Huge.
biggest problem is that I tend not to really remember, and then I forget, and then I
What
when
number
when
am I on?
yeah, and then like something I really want, I get a no on. I was like, I thought this was number 5. Shit.
Oh, no.
So yeah.
No, we picked the beer because the song is I Love You Honeybear, and Tighthead, great name for a brewery, is where this particular beer comes from. It's called 5 Eyes, and it's brewed with honey that comes from the Bee Hotel in Lincolnshire.
The official name,
The official name for it.
a place where,
Where
you
they
keep
milk the bees.
Where they milk the bees.
That's famously how honey
sanctuary?
is
Is it a bee
extracted.
sanctuary?
Yeah.
Jimmy here is he's a
professional bee milker.
Bees milk.
Literally?
Yeah. He milks bees.
Oh my gosh.
How tiny is the teat on that?
Did you go to school for that?
So we figured, I love you, Honeybear. We love this honey beer.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
there it
It's
is.
it's
Perfect.
It's a great beer. It's a porch beer. There is like the subtle honey underneath.
It's so
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
Well, and so we were at the store earlier because we were like, oh, like, do we want to drive all the way to Tighthead to get this beer? And then they didn't even have it in cans today. They're like, well, I can give you a growler. And we're like, you're going to give us a growler.
Yeah, because we're out of options at
But
this point.
we had gone to Binny's earlier and he was like, oh, like Father John Misty. Like, what if we did something with like, you know, like a beer by the monks, you know, because they always have
the religious themes on the bottles
right,
and stuff
like Saint Bernardus.
Bernardus.
And I was like, the idea of drinking 10% beer on an 80-degree day sounds fucking terrible.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
hard pass. Yeah. So we landed here. We ended up going to Tighthead. Shout out to Tighthead. They're a super awesome brewery in Mundelein. This is
Love.
not a sponsored ad. We just really dig
Yeah.
their beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love supporting local beers. So
We'll
props
have
you
to
guys.
send this to them and be like,
Hey,
Sup, y'all?
we did a
Go
thing.
get your 5 eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have 2 new fans for sure.
dude, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Well, before we get too much more into this record, which I'm so stoked to talk about,
So stoked.
I do have a little game prepared for us.
All right.
I don't know anything about this, by the way.
Yeah,
I
sure.
will say though that we listened to a couple other episodes, you know, just to familiarize ourselves with your
course.
show. And we fell in love with your show.
Oh, thank you.
And there was one that you did, and it was so funny. Like it was one of those things. Like it was like forgotten songs,
Yes.
and
yes.
it was like that you had to guess like what it was based on the name, and
Oh, to
that
scriptify.
like slayed me. I was just, like I was sitting there cracking up in the car. Oh my god, it was so good. So I'm very excited. For
Oh,
what
good.
you
Wait, what was
guys
that
are.
site called again? It was what?
Forgotify.
Forgotify.
We
Yeah.
need to
Gotta
look that
remember
up.
that,
Because
yeah.
you can play. Hey, folks, you can play that game at home.
It's
It's a website
Just
on
a
the
website.
internet.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a great drinking game. to be
Literally.
honest with
Bring
you.
it to a party. Put it. Fucking airplay it on
I
your
don't
TV.
know. Maybe there's a way to turn that into like something you actually, you know.
Oh, is it proprietary? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna
TM,
call.
TM.
Even though we didn't code the website, TM.
I've been racking my brain for a good name for this game. That didn't mean for that to rhyme so well. But I think I'm just gonna call the game "I Love You Honeybear," but no comma.
Oh.
This is a game about my favorite honey bear, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
Yeehaw.
this
Okay,
can only
let's
go poorly.
Oh my god.
You would love
Or
this
Cooley.
beer, though.
I'm gonna
Cooley.
take a sip of this beer.
Big sip.
So this is a guessing game. All three of you will be playing. I am going to read to you either a line from Father John Misty or a line from Winnie the Pooh.
I already love this game so much, and I feel like I might ace this game.
Yeah.
So you three will buzz in.
Great.
Buzz
As soon as
like
you
that?
think, as soon as you think
Like
you know
a-
the answer, yeah, like a bee.
Okay.
So dramatic.
And so you either tell me Father John Misty or Winnie the Pooh.
Father Winifred the Pooh.
Winifred the and then you can go for a bonus point if you would like to tell me the name of the song or which character from Winnie the Pooh said it.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah.
Okay.
Pooh heads
Wow.
dialing.
Wow.
All right, you guys ready? You buzzers ready?
I've never been
Definitely.
more ready.
All right, here's the very first
I
line.
feel like I need to put this down. I get competitive.
We do our stretches.
Rock squats. Initiate.
All right, the very first line is, "I'm so rumbly in my tumbly."
Nuzz. I mean, that's
Did you
obviously
say nuzz?
Buzz, Nuzz, Naz, little Naz, little Uzi,
Oh God.
little Uzi Vert.
Who else is Lil?
Who else is Lil?
Lil Kim.
Lil Kim.
Lil
Love
Kim.
Lil Kim.
Love.
Okay, are you gonna answer that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's your
it's
guess?
it's Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, can you guess which character?
I think it's Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, 2 points for Frank.
Wow.
Yeah.
Running away with an early lead.
Wow. Wow.
You guys are so busy laughing. I'm just stealing points over here.
Oh my god, I need to dial in.
Okay.
All right. So
That was the only one from Winnie the Pooh I would have gotten. So.
I like to start my games easy and then like
Okay.
deceptively harder and harder.
Good.
So that was your first easy one. Why the long face?
Buzz.
Go for it.
Father John Misty.
Yeah, I was gonna finish it. Why the long
Nothing
face?
ever happens at the goddamn Thirsty Crow is the name of that song.
Period.
Wow.
Why the long
Clocked
face?
in.
Jerk off. It's the full line.
I was wondering if it was going to be Blondie or Jerk Off.
I thought that was gonna trick you guys up for sure. I thought you guys were gonna think Eeyore.
Buzz, buzz, baby.
Yeah.
2 points to Raid.
I was ready to say Eeyore. I'm glad somebody buzzed in
Yeah.
first.
Oh, we're tired. Shoot.
Fuck.
Song number next. Or I don't know if it's a song. Could be from Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, was it a hint?
Last night I wrote a poem. Man, I must have been in the poem zone.
Buzz? Father John Misty?
Correct. Do you know the song?
No.
It's a song called The Palace.
That's a nice name.
Yep. I just thought that was a funny
I'll
one.
take 1 point.
I love it. Love it.
I was gonna guess Poem Zone, but that
Poems.
would be a good song title.
All my friends. Oh, I hope you're somewhere smiling.
Buzz. Winnie the Pooh.
No.
Oh,
That's from the song We're Only the People.
Oh, heck.
Yeah.
He was right. It does
Oh, so
get harder.
we're going off the record. We're going
Yeah,
off the
we're
record.
doing the
Okay,
full
good. That's good to
discography,
know.
yeah.
All right, let's go.
It never hurts to keep looking for sunshine.
Buzz. That sounds like Winnie the Pooh.
Correct. Can you guess the character?
Never hurts to keep looking for sunshine. That sounds like something perhaps Piglet would say.
Oh, it's so close. It's actually Eeyore. It's very un-Eeyore
Whoa.
of him.
That
is
Yeah.
very-
Eeyore,
I know.
He took his
like-
Lexapro.
He really,
Wow.
really out of character for
Love that for him.
Oh, my God.
That's great.
Yes.
Massacre, Blood, Ash, and Cum.
Buzz, Father John Misty. That's in the song I Love You Honeybear.
2 points.
God damn it.
Bah. Hey, certain things stick out to me when I'm reading them, you know?
We all know
like,
your
oh my God.
priorities
It's in the
here.
first stanza of the record. It's
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Literally,
really
yeah.
quite a.
You don't have to get very far and you go, whoa.
Ayo.
Wow.
Ayo.
We wow.
Betting Taylor Swift every night inside the
Buzz.
Oculus Rift.
Buzz.
Winnie the Pooh.
Father John Misty, but hold on, give me 2 seconds because
You could sing the whole song. You won't come up with the title
Oh, you
in a
know
Father
it.
John Misty song.
I cannot think of the name of this song. I know it's on Pure Comedy though. Fuck.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Entertainment Forever.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But it is on the album Pure Comedy,
yeah,
correct?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Total Entertainment Forever, isn't it?
You
Total
get to-
Entertainment
Yeah.
Forever.
Total entertainment.
Ah, heck.
This one's really sweet, whoever it is. Some people care too much. I think it's called Love.
Buzz. I think that's Winnie the Pooh.
That is Winnie
I
the
was gonna
Pooh.
say-
Yeah, do you know which character?
Yeah. I think Pooh said it.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
See, I may not know the entire Father John
Pooh
Misty
heads unite.
discography, but I am a real Pooh head.
I love this concept of poo heads being like Winnie the Pooh stands like
Absolutely.
All our Winnie the Pooh fans are like,
yo poo heads like
You
I'm
can
a
get
Pooh
knuckle
head.
tats. P-O-O-H.
yeah you
Yeah.
got that yeah.
Little knuck tats.
all right, here's the
I
last
would
one.
get some temporary tats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to.
Before you commit.
I might have to do it on my middle of my knuckles,
Ooh.
but yeah, like a little bear.
Rawr.
Just creep around.
Rawr, rawr.
Rawr.
All right, we are all tied up. Could be anyone's game, actually.
God.
Sarah at 4, Rain at 3, Frank at 4.
Oh, thank you for keeping score.
Yeah. Here's the very last line. Kissing my brother in my dreams
Buzz.
and finding
Buzz. Father John Misty.
Uh-huh.
As you should.
And I know the name of the song. Just give me 2 seconds because it's on I Love You Honeybear. And for some reason, it's all escaping my brain. Thank you, beer. This is fun. It's like track. It's track. When you're smiling and astride me.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the win.
Yep.
Well
Wow,
done.
wow.
Thank you.
Are you going to tell the story about how
Respect.
you cried when you saw Father John Misty?
No.
Well, that's the story of everyone that when they go see
I
Father
took
John Misty.
well, so first of all, I took myself on a solo date
Classic.
back in like 2015.
Oh, so this is
This
fresh
This is
record.
a while ago, yes.
Yeah.
And I bought myself a ticket for the 5th row at the Chicago Theater.
Wow.
And I was just like, walking down the alley of the Chicago Theater, smoking a cigarette, and who should be standing in the alley except for Father John Misty himself? And I
No
was like,
fucking way.
yeah, and it was beautiful, and we took a photo together. And I was like, sometimes I cover your songs. And he was like, that's pretty cool. Which ones? And one of the ones we used to play was When You're Smiling and Astride Me.
Wow.
I was like, I love that song. And I was like, yeah, I know, you wrote it. So that was a really fun time. I don't still have the picture. That phone is like 5 phones ago, and I didn't believe in the iCloud, I guess. So here we are. But I have the memory.
I believe
Yeah.
it.
to hold on to.
That's amazing.
So.
I'm glad he's nice.
He was so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
He
that
was
makes me really happy.
unbelievably nice. Yeah, he could have been like, fuck out of here,
Yeah.
small child. But he didn't.
Yeah.
Yes,
Aw.
it was
Shout
nice.
out.
He was very tall.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe it.
He has kind of a tall vibe.
He's got
Yeah.
tall vibe.
Yeah.
Tall, lanky.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like he was exactly what I expected him to be.
I love that.
Look-wise.
Yeah.
Personality-wise, I was surprised at how kind he was.
How good was his beard when you saw him?
So good. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I
I
feel
don't
like
want to
perpetually
talk about it.
pretty.
That guy's
Yeah.
weird. Holy cow.
Yeah.
And then he shaved it. Like he did the whole he
Jump
shaved
scare.
shaved his head, and and it was. And we went to see him again, and it was with who's that other guy? You know the one.
In the
400 unit,
400 unit. Jason
Jason
Isbell.
Isbell
Oh, yeah.
opened for him, and he had like a shaved head and like lack of beard. It was like just a little.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Who are
Who
you?
is that?
oh, what?
Oh no.
Why?
Uh,
It was still great.
Go
but-
put a wig on.
Nice.
No, he's beautiful in all of his forms.
Of course.
We love
of
him.
course.
Aw. Well, let's take a quick AC break
Gorgeous.
before we
All right.
get deep into this record.
Sounds
All right.
And
good.
I'm gonna
Stunning.
get more of this beer because it's fantastic.
Yay!
All right, folks. So you just missed riveting Winnie the Pooh discussion.
Yeah.
It's only for us now. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Exclusive to my apartment.
Can't be
Guess you'll have to
recreated.
check out the
Yeah.
videos when they come out, you know?
Yep. Hey, let's just say, keep an ear to the ground for some poo.
Oh, there's so much poo on our podcast.
You made me start.
I got poo in my ear.
Oh, no. Okay.
Let's talk about the title track of this record.
I love you, Winnie the Pooh Bear.
No, can't. I love you, Honey Bear. This is the title track. This is the opening track.
hmm
This kind of sets our stage, and I want to ask the two of you how you feel about this song, like as an opener,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
because like title track
yeah.
as opener, bold move.
Super bold move.
Yeah.
Usually something as an artist I avoid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would say that. And as a band, we have mostly avoided that.
Well, I mean, we've been naming our EPs secret codes.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's important.
I think
Yeah.
I think for him and for the record, it works. For me, this album kind of like does this cool circular thing where it starts in a very similar place that it ends, in the sense that it's filled with like a lot of meanness and self-loathing and sort of he sort of like takes all of those things and says, but like my love is bigger than all of this. And that we see that at the end of the album too, which we'll get to when we get there. And it's sort of like, oh, look at the world like falling apart around us. But what does that have to do with us? Like,
Right.
we love each other. And I like this idea of finding bits of yourself through love and sort of like coexisting in a space that is like opposite of the person that you've identified as being your entire life. I think that's a really interesting idea, and I think it's a really cool way to start the record, because again, like if this is your first introduction to Father John Misty, like this album's gonna take you on a little bit of a roller coaster. So I think it's nice. I think it is there's a nice juxtaposition between the softness of it versus all the other stuff that's
totally.
in it, all the sadness and madness that's
Well, I think that, from a message point of view, it's obviously it's setting the mood for the entire album, right? Because it's like, I hate myself and I love you is basically the two ideas that seem to be getting pushed about by Father John Misty and through the whole thing. The other thing, though, too, it does is that it also musically sets the kind of the soundscape for the album. I think in terms of like a lot of the instrumentation, besides the one crazy electronic track, he tends to it's like there's a very you're getting what this album is going to sound like with that first track. There's certain things that he's going to do. He's not going to care so much if he's rhyming words at the end of lines. He's going to tell the story the way he wants to tell it. Musically, he's going to use this kind of instrumentation for the most part. And so I think for all those reasons, it makes sense for it to be be number one in the batting order, especially considering it's a concept album.
And I think that as a whole, this record has an element of like theatrics to it. Like I could see this being a stage production or a movie that this could be like the soundtrack to. And so his use of instrumentation, but also like I love the juxtaposition of that with like, in my mind, like he at his core is like a folk singer-songwriter. You get that throughout, I mean, all of his records, in my opinion. And so to hear that really big, boisterous instrumentation behind this really just like moving and smooth, voice is just, I don't know. I fell in love with it the minute I heard it. So that's where I land there.
And it really does at some points get so like orchestral and like big. So like I think we should touch on sort of the like concept album of it all and sort of like Father John Misty's marriage and sort of how that we're going to see that sort of interwoven into this record.
Yeah.
Do either of you like feel?
Is her name Mother John Misty?
Her name's Emma. I'm not a stalker. I think it's, I don't know. They're both two really, really interesting people. Like if you've seen like any interview clips of the two of them, like she is almost like the female version of him with just a different medium of art that she's doing. She's a photographer. And I think an actress. I don't know.
Filmmaker.
Yeah, obviously she took off early to go cheat your way through film school.
That's right. Yeah. Remember that line?
Yeah.
There's not a lot hidden in the lyrics. He kind of comes right out there and says it for the most part. There's not a lot of he doesn't hide behind fancy language so much.
Yeah.
Although he does talk about how he will use the $5 word to try to make himself seem like more important.
Yeah.
Not in that. And now I'm mixing all the tracks together.
I guess the thing that I think sonically as a record, this album has always spoken to me just because I find it to be so gorgeous and just, again, a portrayal of really great songwriting. But at the same time, if we're talking about the interpersonal relationships here, sometimes it feels like this story about like a woman necessarily like having to babysit a guy back to normal, back to loving himself. And like, I personally don't feel like it's a man or a woman's job to like make another person love themselves. Like love is not a three-way street like that. It's not like you don't come into a relationship with somebody else with the expectation that they'll fix you. Like you should be able to exist independently of one another and have the relationship be something that both of you are choosing to be a part of, not something you need to be a part of. And in a lot of ways, this record feels really needy.
It does.
On his part.
If the only correction I have
Josh
for you.
Tillman ever listens to this, dude.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's a concept. I'm not saying it's necessarily about you, but I think you portrayed neediness really, really well. And I think that, but I also think too that like the psychology of relationships a lot of times looks like this, and we portray certain aspects of ourselves to the world, but like within those interpersonal relationships, like people don't always necessarily see what's going on, but like we see it portrayed so much in the media about this sort of like codependency that people have on one another, and like society tells us like get married, have kids, you know, find your person, and it's like, well, can I find myself first?
Yeah.
And this album to me doesn't, like, there's no finding of self. It's like almost this admitting, like, you know, well, this is who I am, but I love you, so just like take me with all this shitty baggage I come with, you know. And it's that to me is like one of the most frustrating things about the record, like looking at it from like my clinical hat on,
Of course.
Yeah, so that's what I would say just in terms of like the relationship element of the record. I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, like kind of trying to figure out the context of like the writing of this record. Like this came out in 2015. I know that Josh Tillman, aka Father John Misty, and his wife Emma got married like just a couple years prior. I think like 2013. I'm also not a stalker. And
But you are right, it was 2013.
Thanks. I know. So I know, like, when I was sort of researching this album, because this was really my first, like, in-depth brush with Father John Misty. When I was sort of researching this for the show, there were some songs that were notated as, like, this is pre-relationship, this is pre-marriage. And in a lot of those songs, there's this sort of, like, critical, like, self-examination in retrospect from Josh Tillman, where he's like, dude, I was a douche and a fool, and I see that in my writing, which, like, don't we all when we look back at the stuff we wrote, I don't know, a couple of years prior. And then there's also, like, the tenderness of sort of the post-relationship and the marriage, where it's like, hey, everything's pretty fucked up. I'm quite frustrated by the world, but at least, like, you and I hate the same shit, and we can, like, smoke weed in bed together, and, like, we never thought the two of us as individuals would be so, like, drawn to a relationship in this way, but, like, feels like a match, darling.
100%.
Which
absolutely
I'm so into. I kind of love that, like, cynical, like, lovey-doveyness of, like, I mean, it's kind of like 2012 Tumblr to be like, I'm smoking a cigarette. I hate everything except you. But, like, I'm into it. I'm kind of a sucker for it.
Hey, Indie Sleaze is back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's back in a big way. No, and I fully agree with you on that. And I think it's really, like, I don't know necessarily, like, when exactly he wrote each and every song. Like, there are definitely songs that are pre and post relationship. But, like, thinking about songs like I Love You Honeybear and then also Holy Shit, like, feels really reminiscent of, like, what a lot of us were experiencing in 2015 and the way that the world was changing socially, politically, geographically. It just and the neediness that I was talking about earlier, like, it felt like we all became a little bit like that because we needed to be able to cling to something or someone that validated, like, how we were feeling, and when so much of the world around us was like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And you think that certain things can't come to fruition, and then they do come to fruition, and it's like, well, what do I have to fall back on now?
Yeah.
We have each other. And I think that, anyway, I digress. But and that's the thing. I love the social commentary in this record, and I, especially in songs like Bored. I'm going totally off here.
You're taking this off the rails, kid.
No, I know. I could talk about it all day, but, like, I think about songs like Bored in the USA and thinking about the type of societal norms that were sold on a day-to-day basis, and, like, this sort of collective, like, reaching for goals that don't, like, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing, but we make it seem like it is. And so for someone to comment on that so eloquently and also, like, add elements of humor to it,
I think he does that really well.
I agree.
Like,
Yes,
it's, like, hilarious and also, like, super, like, dramatic at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
It's a very nice duo for him.
100%.
And I think he does that really well in the name of this next track. Chateau Lobby number 4, in C for Two Virgins. Which is like such a funny...
It's a funny name of a song. And the song, like, just throughout the track, there's, I want to take you in the kitchen, lift up your wedding dress someone was probably murdered in. Like, when we had our first dance to this song, like, it was not a slow dance, really. It was, like, very much us, like, jaunting around, like, holding each other. Like, we got married in our loft, and it was just, like, it was us jaunting around our loft with, like, all these other people that we love, and it was, like, holy shit, like, this is exactly, like, this personifies, like, us to a T. But, yeah, I love that track. It's one of
it's
my
so
favorites.
sweet.
Yeah.
This is the second time we've had a married couple on the show, and it's so sweet to hear married people talk about music that means so much to them.
Absolutely. We love it.
I think there's something, too, in this song specifically that gets back to your point about, like, hey, the world is trash, but at least we have each other. And
Totally.
It's, like, a very, like, unexpected kind of, like, ooh, neither one of us were expecting this, but, like, what a wonderful thing it is. He has that line about dating for 20 years just feels pretty civilian.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just, like, every time I hear that, it, like, kind of makes me, like, well up and, like, feel like, oh, like, yeah, no, like, people wait around so long for, like, true love and, like, true affection and just wanting to be, like, loved fully by somebody else. And, like, I feel like that line just really captures
See, for me, the line of the song is the last line about being surprised that she takes his name.
oh, yeah.
Like that, like, level of commitment, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, that's the one that makes me well up. Is
Yeah.
that, like,
Well, because they're so hip. It's like,
yeah.
it is unexpected that,
Right.
like, you know, and especially, like, today, like, you know, if you don't want to take a last name, like, that's cool. It's
Right, totally.
It's pretty acceptable to
Right.
do whatever the fuck you want. But, like, yeah, like, to love, I don't know, to love somebody like that is cool. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's another good
It's like a little bit of that old fashioned, like, I don't know, that sentiment, that
romance, baby.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Courting.
Yeah.
Courting.
And the other thing too is that I think that song is just almost like perfectly written. Like just the pacing of the song, lyrically, it's amazing. He gets it done in under 3 minutes, which to me, I'm a big guy that I believe that songs, like I have a hard time when songs start going like past the 4-minute mark. And we've got plenty.
He won't listen to the Grateful Dead with me.
We've
there's that.
got plenty of songs that go past the 4-minute mark, and a lot of times you have to convince me that it's like, is this really the right thing to do? Because the longer the song gets, you know, the less commercial value it has. But
30 seconds. Attention
right?
span.
Yeah.
Well, the radio doesn't want to play anything that's more than, you know,
No, of
3 minutes and
course.
30 seconds for the
Yeah.
most part, you know. So there are those rare exceptions, Bohemian Rhapsody and things like that. But, you know, you got to get somebody to buy into the fact that you're Queen for them
You
to
gotta,
play
like,
that.
prove it,
Right? Yeah.
quote unquote.
So I think that from a songwriting perspective, it is almost perfect. Musically, it's perfect. Lyrically, it's perfect. And then he gets it done in under 3 minutes. I think it's like 2:48 or something like
And
that.
I love how cheeky the breakdown is in the middle with the horn section.
with the horn section, yeah.
I love that so much.
The other thing about it too is that the song goes so far. It feels like for getting it done in that amount of time,
it tells so much of the
it
story.
tells so much of the story.
Yeah.
Like it is one of the most perfectly written songs that I've heard in a long time. Like I really do think that it's a really, really nice nugget, and probably to me it's the best song on the album.
And an incredible first dance choice. Like I was
Yeah,
listening to
10 out of
this
10.
album, and there were a couple songs. I think it was this and Holy Shit ?
Yeah.
Oh no, I went to the store one day. Were the two songs where I was like, oh, I could see this. Like even before you mentioned it, I was like, this would be kind of stunning as a first dance.
Yeah.
You know,
They're really good. They're
Yeah.
really good.
yeah.
But now you said holy shit, and I'm like trying to imagine like a
That'd be kind of
first
depressing.
dance to holy shit.
That'd be kind of tough.
I think it'd be
Tough sell.
cool. Like I could get into it, but
Yeah.
you might have a tough
Might
time
make
selling
like
that
the
one.
grandmas in the room like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that one.
But
Yeah.
it's but like our choice was. I mean, it's cool too because it was like a
Well,
little
we
bit of a
picked it.
surprise.
We picked it the same day that we
Yeah.
got married.
Yeah.
Like we hadn't
Oh, I love
decided
that.
up until that point what we were gonna do. So I'm glad we picked that one too. It was cool.
Good instincts.
It's a good one.
Just like, all right, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And you walked down the
vibe?
aisle to the White Stripes.
I did. Yes.
Love what song?
I can tell that we were gonna be friends.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a cute ceremony.
I need you to like plan the track list for my wedding, which is
Yeah,
in
can
no
you-
like near future, but like
have it
Girl,
ready.
I
when
got
it
you.
happens, I'm calling you.
Fine.
Like
River, wedding planner extraordinaire.
absolutely.
But specifically cakes and playlists. Like,
The two most important
I
parts.
need that
Yeah.
input.
and your after party.
Oh
That's your
yeah.
Stunning.
after party. Yeah, we had our after party at Kingston Mines.
Hell yeah. I love the mines.
My dress, I refuse to get it dry cleaned because it's got all the Kingston Mines scum at the bottom of the dress, and I just won't get it cleaned because
So
I'm like,
huge.
Can I tell this story on air real fast?
Yes, please.
I was just recently at the mines. I love the mines. And where it's like 4 a.m. because you're at the mines.
Yep.
And I
because that's the only real place to go at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry I'm telling this after your beautiful wedding story. But I just go to the bathroom and there's a guy throwing up, but he's throwing up in the trash can under the hand dryer.
Oh no!
And so each time he throws up, and then he gets out of the way and he tries to stop. And then he throws up again. 3 or 4 times.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing.
So it's 4 a.m. and this poor guy's getting assaulted by like a Dyson Airblade.
Oh my god,
Get a really dry head.
that's incredible. I don't love that for him.
No.
but I love that you got to witness
Do you
that.
think he remembers that moment?
I don't
though?
know.
I hope for his sake that he doesn't, or maybe it's like a cautionary tale for him.
Hey man, don't get so drunk that you end up getting blown by the hairdryer when you're puking.
You'll come out with a new hairdo, I tell you.
Oh my god!
Do you
And
think he's a
also,
listener?
What?
Do you think he's a listener?
I hope
doubt
so.
it.
shout out to Puke Guy,
Shout
Kingston
out to Puke
Mines.
Guy.
Also, don't feel bad about telling that story after our wedding story because literally after we went to Kingston Mines, we were like, all right, we want to get one more drink. Like, and the only place that was like really open that was close by us was Twisted Spoke.
Okay.
And
They
on
do
Saturday
smut and
nights,
eggs.
they do smut and eggs. So we were just having our drink, and there's just like old 70s porn playing on the
Huh.
TVs while
Oh, yeah.
we're like, cool, we just did that really nice, wholesome as fuck thing. And it's like getting married, and now we're here and doing this.
It's all about balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the food pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
You need
is.
just a little bit of smut.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a
It's like-
whole lot of eggs.
Exactly.
A lot of protein.
Exactly.
Whole lot of eggs. Yeah. just a little.
For balance.
You know, it's like makes it zesty.
Do you think there's any true affection in smut?
Oh.
Track
gosh.
number 3.
That's a big question.
Wow.
If you're watching the wrong
Segue
kind.
is true affection. You had mentioned earlier that wacky electronic tune.
My
Here we
least
are.
favorite song on the record.
Your least favorite?
My least favorite
Yeah,
song
mine
on the
too.
record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very different.
It doesn't
For
do as
sure.
much for me either.
It's,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's so interesting.
Was
It's like, yeah, it's a little bit like, why are you doing this?
Right.
Like, I didn't, like,
It feels very Beck to me, like later Beck
Mm.
to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Which I love Beck and all of his music. I think he's a really, really great artist. But there's some, for me, the big thing about this record is the vocals in conjunction with the instrumentation. And for me, that electronic, like, I can get into an electronic poppy, thing, but I feel like it pulls so much away from the message of what he's trying to say. But maybe that is the point. Like,
Yeah.
does true affection get lost in the noise, like, of, I don't know,
Yeah.
of life?
Because, like, also lyrically, this song is very, like, it's annoying to try and text with someone, or it's annoying to try and, like, get to know someone strictly through digital communication. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk face to face, baby. And that also feels a little bit like a departure from a lot of the lyrical content on this
well,
album.
it's also like the least lyrical. It's like,
Yeah,
isn't it like just like
100%,
it's
yeah.
like the same lines repeated like
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 times or something like that. Like, it's,
But I think the lyrics in the song like they speak to something that I think all of us have experienced in this
oh,
day and
absolutely,
age.
yeah.
And I wonder, I can't confirm it, but I wonder if the instrumentation choice, or kind of, I guess, lack thereof, because it feels so like processed.
Well, which would make sense with like it's digital communication
And relationships nowadays, like with the advent of like dating.
I
sites
don't
and stuff,
know.
like, it
I think we're
feels
making
very-
excuses.
Maybe.
I just told you it wasn't my favorite song on the
Yeah.
record. Like,
It could be a little bit literal. It's
It
like
could be.
electronic communication,
Electronic
sound.
yeah. You know what
Sold.
this song needs?
Beeps and boops.
Beeps and boops.
Yeah, because he's talking about how this cheapens our communication
Yeah.
Right.
and our songs.
Right.
Yes.
Just kidding. I'm not shitting on electronic music.
Father John Misty just really wants to be a Luddite. He just wants to throw the phone in the river.
Mm-hmm.
Just be done with it.
He's like that sign in a cafe that doesn't have any Wi-Fi. That's
Yeah.
like, pretend it's 1974.
Or like
Talk to each other.
It's like, I can't. I have emails to check.
Yes, right. Some of us have Microsoft Teams installed on our phones.
Too soon.
Sorry, it's Saturday. It's Saturday.
I've got Microsoft Teams. I've got Zoom. I've got. What do you want from me?
afraid.
Authenticator. I've got fucking beef with Authenticator.
Fuck Microsoft Authenticator.
I can't. I feel your pain.
I can't speak.
I'm so sorry.
I can't speak about it.
Okay, we won't. We just breathe.
So you guys know what's way better than texting is celebrities. This next one's about a celebrity, right?
Yes. A celebrity who made this album, perhaps.
Josh Tillman.
I think he would
That's
cringe to call himself a celebrity, but he also is directly doing so in this song.
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of what it's. Yeah, that's kind of funny that he put his real name.
I know. It's funny. I think okay. Let's get
This
into
is
it.
one of my favorite songs on this record.
This
Ooh,
one's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lyrically, oh my god. I cannot tell you how many times I have like belted this song in my car.
Hell
and
yeah.
and there are moments of this song that are so gross to me. Like the end of the song is obviously disgusting. Like it's, you know, but I think it does speak to like that pre-marriage Josh Tillman. Like if you had to
Totally.
if you had to ask me, like I would almost put 100% bet that this was like a this is Bachelor.
I'm still
Josh.
dating around,
I'm
Yeah.
dating around,
going to bars, picking up
chicks.
people who know Fleet Foxes, I guess.
Yeah. Oh god.
yeah, we didn't even touch on that yet.
We haven't. No. I love this song though. I think we've all run into people like the person he's describing
Certainly.
in this song.
Certainly.
I don't think this is just a girl thing though. You know,
It's a specific.
it's just a
Kind
specific
of.
type of person
Yes.
that's like, I am so evolved, and I just like I really want to tell you how evolved I am. And
I'm wise beyond
Which
my
is-
years.
I went
I
to
have such an
college
old
with
soul.
a guy like
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
and he. Oh my god, he was the worst. Every time I hear this song, I think about that person I went to school with, and so like you can imagine, like my undergraduate degree had a concentration in medieval literature.
Oh God.
Oh,
Okay, so
that sounds awesome.
Scary.
it was super awesome, but you
fun.
can
She got
imagine
called
like
by so many medieval literature firms, like trying to get her.
yeah,
I
the
mean,
job offers
the
after
job
school.
offers,
Wow.
the medieval literature
It's really
job offers.
paying the bills,
wow.
guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Goes crazy
Wow,
on
wow,
LinkedIn.
wow, wow.
No, but it's so interesting to me, like the type of human beings like I was like in class with, and this one in particular, like just like constantly like nose up, like and like we were all like kind of like friends, and like so like when we would go out and he was like someone would be talking about something that he deemed
Did
like
he wear an ascot?
below him. He's like, it's just like you haven't read Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, I gotta walk away now. Like,
Oh my God.
and then he would always like come at me like, do you think this is like the right fit for you? like further, like, do you see academia as like, and so like this girl that he's describing in this song, I know.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Made my allergies flare up. My God.
So when I hear this song, like it makes me laugh internally because like I
Yes.
think we all know people like
Yes.
this and would gladly choke them. Not in a sexual way.
Not in a good way.
No.
No, you just literally want to choke them.
Yeah.
No, I think it's cheeky. I love the contrast of the background singers in this particular track. I love the background vocals in this track, how they're so like, they sound just so innocent and like they're wearing like 1950s dresses and Oxford shoes and like, and the contrast of that with like what he's saying in this, I love it. Sorry, tangent, but
it's kind of perfect with the strings and everything.
oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, no, it's just like you can't help but smile when you listen to this song, even though it's like, oh God, like it's so cringe. Ugh. But yeah, my favorite line in this particular song is he talks about they're singing Silent Night in the bathtub
In
and it's
three-part
fun
harmony. Yeah.
until she says that she sounds just like Sarah. I hate that soulful affectation white girls put on. Why don't you move to the Delta? I am telling you, like I was not as evolved of a person in 2015. And so, like, the number of times that line was my Facebook status, I'm like, check yourself. Like, yeah, no, very, very cringe. But I don't know. It's just, it's cheeky. It's a cheeky
so
track.
cheeky.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very like, oh God, like this is who I'm coming home with from the bar. All right.
The stars have aligned.
Lucky me.
Yeah.
And like I was watching the music video for this song, which I know this is, an auditory medium, but in the music video for this song, he's like going home with kind of the Fleet Foxes version of himself as a one night stand.
I have not seen this music
what?
video.
That's
Yeah,
so funny.
like Josh like goes to the bar. I like just watched it this afternoon. He like goes to the bar. Ooh, over in the corner, it's himself, but with like a fancy hat on, like rizzing up girls. And he comes over and like takes himself home, and he like looks around his fancy apartment, and like they kiss a little bit.
Himself.
Oh no.
And like he takes a bath, and they like sing together, and it's very like, this
Wow,
is
that's
who I
crazy.
really am, but this is like the famous sort of like who a girl, like the person being described in the song, like would brag about version of
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
That's so interesting that like the woman he's describing in the song is like this ulterior like version
Yeah.
of himself, like
Yeah.
in the video. I have not seen this video, so I feel like I need to go and watch it now.
The music videos for this album are kind of fun and a bit cerebral, I'd say.
I am into that. I'm
Yeah.
normally not like I don't watch a lot of music videos, and so it's not my first thing to be like, oh, like, well, maybe there are nuggets in here about what the song is about.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like maybe I need to change my tune a little bit. You're very much a visual person.
I love a music video.
But I don't watch a lot of music videos though. I really don't.
No, but you consume a lot of film though.
I do.
And
Mm.
you like craft a lot of
Yeah.
film, so I could see how that would be more meaningful to you than it is to me.
Mhm.
Sounds like you need to crack a bottle of wine and have a music video night.
Probably.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
But it'll probably
Right.
just devolve into Pitch Perfect. So
Yeah.
You'll be like, wait, let's watch the riff off.
this reminds me of the riff off.
1, 2, or 3.
Fucking
You're using instruments, man.
Are musicals just like the OG music video? Is that?
Whoa.
Probably. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But people weren't I guess movie musicals. I was
Yeah.
like, people aren't taping like stage musicals, but some people are. And do you know how they refer to like bootleg tapes of Broadway shows on YouTube Have you heard about this?
No.
Is that a popular
Please teach us.
They call them slime tutorials. I'm not making this up.
thing? Why?
Why?
They're like, I got a slime tutorial for Hamilton or whatever the fuck, or for Mean Girls or what have you.
Really?
Because if you say like
Right.
I've got a
Hamilton
bootleg.
at
It's like
the Chicago Theater,
Yeah, it's like
secret
secret code.
Someone's gonna
I've got
Which-
a slime tutorial.
slime
That's
tutorial.
I'm
great.
too scared to Google that and find out for sure.
well, you just say fucking slime.
Slime tutorial.
How come that's not what I got?
Oh,
But
Oh my
This
God.
is not wicked. This is not wicked.
They're putting borax and
Breathe
glue in a
in.
bowl. I'm afraid.
oh my god, that's too good.
Do you want to take a quick pee break before we go to song number 5?
Yeah, let's do it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, aren't you glad we didn't do a jazz album?
That's a perfect way to bring us back.
I almost. So I'm going through my records though, and I almost picked one. I was like, God, Kind of Blue is so good, and I could talk about this ad nauseum.
Of
but also
course.
Giant Steps and also Soul
Oh
Station.
my
and
god.
I just I was like, oh, but they probably want to do something that like.
I would have been all about that actually.
I mean,
Just-
how long are we going to talk about
Okay,
a trumpet?
have River on separately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Episode 192. And
So in
And we'll talk about
4
jazz.
years from now.
4 years from now, when I'm old and gray.
Yes, yes.
Listen, kids.
When I've cashed in my 401k in 4 years.
Wouldn't that be nice?
My God.
Oh, Lord.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I don't know if you're cashing in your 401k. There's probably something else going on.
You're gonna get a tax hit. I tell
Yeah,
you what.
big tax hit.
Hey, welcome to Albumer Brew's Financial Corner.
This one's for girlies who invest.
Which is not me. But hey, thanks for tuning
Yeah, our
in.
financial advisor at work was like, "So are you gonna do the match?" And I was like, "I don't know yet." And I was like, "I like all my money
I like to have it.
direct deposited just to me.
Give
Like,
it to me.
Yeah,
Can you just send it to Poshmark?
yeah, for real. I feel called out.
Oh no.
You know, that's fair. That's fair.
I like a box a day to show up.
But that's so luxurious, right? Like
And
the
I'm
romance.
thrifting.
The romance of
It's
a package.
thrifting.
on the way.
Romanticize your life.
Thank
okay?
you.
Light candles while you get ready.
The sheer thrill of an email that says, quote, your order is on the way with a tracking link.
So much dopamine.
Come my
Just-
pants. Yeah. No,
Thank you.
literally. Oh, it's on the way.
It keeps me alive.
Hyperventilating.
Finally, something to live for.
Oh, and I'm saving the planet while doing it
Of
because it's
course.
thrifted. It's not new.
Carbon neutral, baby.
Yeah.
Don't ask too many questions. Shall we get into track number 5?
Yep.
When you're smiling and astride me.
What a poetic
Yeah, talk about
Is it
$5 words.
astride.
Stride. Well, would you prefer
I
if
am
you
your
said like
stallion.
Yeah.
when you're like grinding on that shit? Like, no.
This is my second favorite song.
This
Your third.
So
Wait.
No,
Yeah, that's
two are
fourth.
tied for second, and
Oh.
then I've got my favorite.
Oh, darling.
Second. Yeah. So
So then there's no third, there's a fourth.
sure.
Right.
No, there's still a third.
Yeah.
I've ranked them.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the most beautiful songs on this record.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody else agrees with me on that.
It's like a little love poem.
It is.
And like it's just like 2 little verses. Well, not little. It was like 2 verses. And I was thinking when I was listening to this that like musically it feels really like maybe not in the traditional sense, but like kind of sensual. Like there's these really big strings and this like electric guitar
Yeah.
and these very like angelic like backup vocals.
Perry Manilow could never.
No, literally. And it's not a traditional like baby making track, but by any means, but it is very like this grand proclamation
100%.
of love where I'm like, oh, I swoon.
It is, and it's like it's almost like you see the veil coming up
Mm-hmm.
on him, and this sort of like okay, I don't have to pretend to be any of the other men that I've been in these other songs. I can just be myself around you. And the way that
Which
he's...
is a horny man child, I believe he says, right?
Yes.
Yes, the aimless fake drifter and the horny man-child, comma, mama's boy to boot.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild sentence.
It is.
Nothing turns the ladies on more. I'm a horny man child.
You'd be surprised.
Depends how good your beard is when you're saying it. If your beard's not that good, super creepy. If you got his beard, it's fine.
Good old beard.
Perhaps it can be endearing in a sense.
If it's well groomed, it's
Right,
endearing.
right.
Yeah. No, I just think it's a beautiful song. I don't know.
is.
And I love this idea of the title, When You're Smiling and Astride Me. Like the idea of seeing his person being happy and just walking alongside them through life and just showing up as themselves. And I don't know. It's cute.
It's so sweet. I love the line, I'll never try to change you, and if I could, and if I were to, what's the part that I'd miss most?
That's my favorite line.
Stunning!
I know.
So sweetums.
Like just full acceptance. I don't know.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what everybody, I don't know, maybe it's not what everybody wants, but this idea of like someone who's so in love with you that it's like, I have nothing that I could change about you because if I did, like, there are these pieces of you that I would long for.
Yeah,
You know?
it's so intimate.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
feel like you have to truly know somebody. That's true affection right there. Yeah. That's
Even the, like, kooky parts.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing someone for all the different sides of them as weird or as intangible as they are, you know. So yeah, it's great.
I mean, meanwhile, it's really just what the song really is just basically, I don't know, an act of dating terrorism. He's basically taking the plans to the nuclear bomb and put them out there in the world. And so that any white boy with a guitar can just start playing When You're Smiling and Astride Me, and all the women are going to swoon for him.
Is this a new Wonderwall?
Oh!
God.
Oh my god, I just got
man.
a shiver.
Down my spine.
I just got a chill. Oh my god, you're right. This could be taken into the wrong hands.
Right?
hate
It
you
totally
for
could
that.
be.
It's a little too dangerous,
It's
for
dangerous,
the world
yeah.
to have.
Yeah, I think we
too
need
much
to,
power.
yeah, exactly.
You can only
The chord structure is too easy.
It is, right?
The chord structure is too easy. Fuck. Oh no.
Open mics,
Anybody
beware.
can do this.
Single mixers, beware.
College house parties.
This is a PSA to a woman out there. Please be careful.
Watch out for white boys with acoustic guitars.
Women getting medieval literature degrees in college. Fear for your life. Because this is it.
If you hear the word astride, do not pull out your dictionary app. Just run.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think we help
No,
people
but
today.
it's like a really intimate and beautiful declaration.
It's a PSA.
Yeah. Yeah. Two things can be true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Duality.
All at once.
If I've learned anything from my therapist.
So, do you guys know, is this the point where we would have flipped the record, or is the next track? 2 tracks.
I think it's a double LP.
Oh.
So
Yeah, it
we'll
is.
have
Already flipped a couple times.
3
Yeah.
transfers of discage total.
Yeah, no, there are
Yeah.
two records.
What was the image on the EP that you were showing me? On the LP that you were showing me?
All the people are wearing masks.
Oh,
And
rabbit
the
masks.
rabbit masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, look at bunnies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Secret bunnies, right? Because they're just
Yeah.
hiding
Secret
their,
bun
they're hiding
buns.
their.
It's a code.
It's a code.
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 Mm-hmm.
It's all a code. It's all done with ball bearings nowadays.
And WD-40.
And WD-40.
Classic. You know what's scarier than a rabbit? A crow. Perhaps more ominous omen.
Indeed.
They say that nothing good ever happens to goddamn thirsty crow.
This is my number one.
Oh,
Hell
This
yeah.
is my number one.
Tell us
Not
more.
our wedding song. That's
Everything.
tied for number 2.
Got it.
This would be a choice for well, it kind of makes sense.
It's
This would be a choice for a wedding
but this
song.
is it's a choice.
It's a bit defensive.
Yeah,
Very
It's a
early
little
in.
jelly.
Yeah.
No, I think this track though really gets to like the neediness thing
Yes,
that I was hitting
totally.
on. But the reason I love this song so much is because A, the turns of phrases are phenomenal.
Mhm.
And B, this old timey, like it feels like he's just like he's on tour, you know, he's done with his show, he's stumbled into this bar wearing his Western getup with his nicely groomed beard. And he sits down at the bar and he orders a PBR and a shot of old granddad, and
Yes.
he's just, you know, wondering what his woman is doing while he's not there. And so again, I do think that like when I talk about like the relatability of this record, like I think that a lot of these things that he's hitting on are things that we've all felt, whether we've admitted them to others or not. Like we've all felt these twinges of like needing to be seen and feeling jealous, and like it really is just like a relatable record in terms of how we navigate relationships with like friendships and lovers and family even. And I don't know, I just think the song is really sexy too. I don't know what it is about it, but
It's like kind of like the folkiest tune,
It
right?
is,
There's
yeah.
like a really great slide guitar on it, and like
Yeah.
yeah, it's got that
yeah.
it's so cool. Yeah. I love it.
I know. I like the sort of duality of this one where you sort of picture like 2 separate bars. And the first one, like Father
See, I think
John-
it's the same bar.
You think it's the same bar? But
I think it's when he goes
No.
into it and she's not there, and when she goes into it
I
and
could
he's
see
not
that.
there.
At the very least, it's 2 situations.
But aren't they 2 separate bars then? Because there are 2 different perspectives of.
Okay,
the
now you're
world.
getting into like
Sorry.
Meta.
time,
Yeah.
space, continuum,
So-
and yeah, no,
So, like you said,
I'm not
like,
going there.
there's this first like.
If
Um,
Father John Misty takes a shot in the bar and his girl isn't there to see him do it, did he really take the shot?
No,
I mean, that's a real
rather-
question, you know.
If,
Sorry,
if I've had 2 drinks before you get there, and then I order another, this is my first drink.
If I have 3 bevos on the pod and Cameron isn't around to know when I've refilled my glass, have I really had them?
No.
No.
The answer is no.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? Okay, so
The Schrodinger's cat of music. Right?
Yeah.
Truly.
so there's sort of this first pass of like, I'm the guy, and I'm walking into a bar and I'm getting hit on. Tough shit, girl. I'm taken. But then there's also this like second sort of pass at perhaps the same bar, perhaps a different bar, like while he's on tour, but has someone that he's in a relationship with. And he's like, well, see now, who's trying to buy my girl a sarsaparilla?
Mhm.
Like, sorry, jackass. Hit the bricks. Like,
Truly.
it's so, like, defensive and needy.
Yeah.
But also, like, kind of valid. Because on one hand, you're like, well, of course I trust my partner to, like, stay faithful at a bar. Like, I don't think there's anything shady about, like, going to grab a drink while I'm out on tour. Like, I trust you, you know, whatever. But there's also the, like, can't you see she's taken? Like,
It's like when people say, like, you know, it's not motorcycles that I have a problem with. It's all the other drivers on the road that scare me. Like, when it's really, like, it's just they're, like, I don't know. Like, this almost internal, like, well, I can't control it.
yes.
And also, I know the kind of person I've been, so what's to stop anybody else from acting like me? You know? So, I don't
That
know.
part.
Man
Yep.
needs to go to therapy.
Thank you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He did say in an interview that he was kind of, I'm paraphrasing here, kind of disgusted by that version of himself that he depicted.
Was this the one where he called himself an imp?
Yes. Yeah.
That sounds accurate.
Kinda
He was like, I
women
see a
aren't objects.
spineless
Yeah. Uh-huh. So it's good that you can kind of like look back at your
Yeah,
kind of be like,
maybe he did go to therapy.
Maybe he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping. Yeah, no, that track.
I mean, if
is
you get
really
anything
cool.
from the album, is that he should.
Yes, absolutely. And if
you
you're
get
listening to
anything-
this
If you get anything out of this,
you should.
Hey,
I read something where he said something about how he was famously like he had a problem like playing it to his family and his
Yeah.
like people close to him because it was so personal and so intimate. Because probably they would be like, therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His loved ones would be like, that's a little fucked up, dude.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. It's almost like you're doing like your own intervention. Love it. Love this for you. Yes, we're on the same page. Let's go.
let's do it. We'll go now.
Right,
Yeah.
because like with something like this, if you were to play this for like a close circle of people, it's like, hey, these are my thought patterns. What do you think?
So what we do is, to avoid that problem is we tend
Yeah.
to write in characters.
Fun, love.
We
I
tend
own
to
no responsibility of my emotions
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
got
yeah.
somebody else's name. Like,
Yeah.
Of course.
I've never felt this way.
No, simply not. But
No.
Greg has.
That's right.
damn it, Greg, go to therapy.
Greg's a real asshole.
Oh no, poor Greg.
Yes.
Oh,
You know what, really though? Fuck that guy.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
He doesn't have the monopoly on pain.
That's right.
Right.
Go to therapy, Greg.
This is our way of telling you to go to therapy.
Thank you.
What a strange encounter it would be for you to play a record for your loved ones. They tell you to go to therapy.
My God. Well, that's just Tuesday.
Luckily, no one said that about our podcast yet. Knock on wood. Track number 7, Strange Encounter.
What a strange
I'm
encounter.
curious about your thoughts on this one.
On Strange Encounter?
Yeah,
It's our first guitar solo.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dialed into that.
Guitar solo,
I think
yeah.
I always wait. I'm like, how long are they going to wait for a guitar solo?
They waited.
It's funny too. It's like we tend to always. Occasionally, we don't have a solo. Now that I think about it, like there's
Not
a couple
often.
of songs, but then we'll always do some kind of breakdown or something. But so you'll have to forgive me with this one. Is this the one? I don't remember this one.
This is the like, I'm having a weird one night stand or something, and you'll only ever be the girl who almost died in my house.
We can play some of it.
Yeah, play some of it.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Can
we
we-
haven't played a single
Can we play the chorus with
Yes.
the
Yeah,
ooze,
do it.
and then it goes
Yeah.
into the guitar solo? It's about like a minute, I don't know, 14.
Oh my God, we're going to be so in the clear as far as fair use goes in this episode.
That's my favorite part in the record.
My God.
It's got such a Strawberry Fields.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Beatles,
good.
Like,
Yeah.
like theme going on in
100%.
there.
It definitely
I
does.
love that's the thing I like most about this track is the instrumentation. Lyrically,
I always find it interesting
Yeah,
with the
go.
instrumentation from, most of the record too. It's a lot of acoustic instruments that are creating this wall of sound. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Which is really, really cool. I mean, it's really the layers and everything is just it's beautifully done. But isn't this also about his wife though? Isn't it all about her?
I think this is a pre-Emma
no,
song.
yeah, this is definitely a
If
You
I
think
remember
so?
correctly. I think this one was very like, at least what I gleaned lyrically was like, yo, I'm fucked up, but perhaps I
Yeah.
deserve love.
no, 100%.
But I also simply will not find it. from-
Also, I do feel like I watched the music video for this one. Isn't
Oh.
Aubrey Plaza
Yes.
the girl that
Aubrey
plays
Plaza
the
is
girl
it.
that almost
Yes.
dies in his house?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this
Obsessed
music
with her.
video.
You need to-
I love Aubrey Plaza.
Same. She is the most famous person in Delaware, obviously.
Yeah.
Take that, Joe Biden.
Take that, Joe Biden.
I didn't know she was from Delaware at work.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Are you from Delaware?
No, I'm not from Delaware.
Because we're Aubrey Plaza fans.
No, she said it
Haven't
on
you
a-
ever done one of those? There's some great videos of just like her, just like destroying interviews, like
Yeah.
just all run together.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
No, there's a talk show that she's on. Is it Colbert?
No, I think it's Conan.
Mm.
And she's like, yeah, just found out I'm the most famous person in Delaware. Take that, Joe Biden. And I was like, whoa.
Slay.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's a cool lady. Yeah, but
she's
she
the best.
plays the woman that almost dies in this house.
Oh my
I fully
God.
agree this is pre-Emma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
I
it's
think it's-
confirmed.
Yeah.
Is it really?
I think it's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
interview something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do agree with you in the sense that, like, we're not going to leave that line about, like, neither one of us are going to leave this unscathed. Like, I think for him, that was like, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
And I need to be with somebody else that also, like, at least mildly has their shit together. Because, like, look at these situations that I'm getting myself into. Like, this isn't helping me be any better as a person. I'm not helping anybody else be any better as a person. Like, you know, and so I don't know. Yeah, it feels like his wake up call.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, like a sort of like a goal realization of like, hey, perhaps like strange encounters aren't like what I want in perpetuity. Like, perhaps I do want to settle down with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't think it's going to be any of these people who I have had relations with like recently.
And doesn't this song segue into the ideal husband?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense in my brain. Wow, my knowledge of this record is great.
Hey, can I just say, not a single note in front of you?
No notes.
Oh, this
I'm
is
so
this is
impressed.
fully off the
Yeah.
I just want
moment
the
here.
listener to know. Like,
Hi,
I-
River here.
yeah.
I
No, she's a true fan of this entire.
No, and I
Yeah.
also just have like a preoccupation with like really diving deep into records, and
Yeah.
usually they're jazz records though, and so I'm like, oh, skipa-weda. Yeah, like that's what he has to listen to like all the time.
Hell
Like
yeah.
me just walking around the house, like, did you hear that?
I'll
And
never forget the song. We're in the car, and there was a god fucking damn triangle solo. It was somebody hitting a triangle, just like ting 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 ting.
That's
ting,
jazz,
ting,
baby.
ting, 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 ting. I almost lost my brain. Like, I
Oh,
was
that was
like,
that compilation album that Jason gave me. That was
Oh my
Herbie
God.
Hancock on that record.
I don't care who was on that
Herbie
fucking.
Hancock on that triangle.
There was, God damn it!
Herbie. Anyway.
I'm sorry, but that was if that's Herbie Hancock, I
No,
gotta go
no.
with Rocket.
No. Oh, God, no. We'll get back to that. We got to talk about that.
Don't Rocket.
Hang tight here.
You have to see me doing the robot thing.
No,
here.
I
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
Strange Encounter is the perfect segue into the ideal husband.
Yeah.
Because he's...
Clearly not.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
But no,
yeah.
but I feel like, okay, that was like the wake-up call. Strange Encounter was the wake-up call. And the ideal husband is the confession.
Yeah.
Like, it's really like, okay, like, I've been drunk and high and I've done all this terrible shit and I'm admitting it. I've said awful things. I'm putting it on the table. Now that I've done that,
Who is Julian, though?
marriage.
I was gonna ask.
Who
I don't
is
know.
Julian?
That I don't know.
I don't know either.
Fictitious character.
Fucking some guy.
Yeah, I like Julian.
Maybe he's a guy
It's so weird that it starts
uh,
with Julian, like screaming Julian's name, and I'm like,
Like twice. Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
who's Julian?
So the only thing that I and again, I don't know the answer to this, but like,
Could be a brother.
or it could be somebody that's also after his like love interest.
Oh,
Someone that's like also a contender for the person he wants to be with.
Yeah, because lyrically,
it
isn't
was a
it like,
competition.
He's gonna
this
take my
is the
yeah.
person who's gonna take all my shit and
Yeah.
put it on blast.
Oh,
Yep.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And
I can't stop thinking about the Carly Rae Jepsen song Julian?
I don't know that.
Oh my God. I saw Carly Rae Jepsen live last year, and she has this song called Julian, and the chorus is like, Julian! And she just sings about Julian. And before she played the song, she was like, Julian was a dick, you guys! And then she plays so that's
that
What
guy.
if it's the same fucking Julie?
What if
Same
it is?
Is that Julian Canadian? Carly Rae Jepsen's Canadian.
Is there just like one bad Julian? Is he like G-Man,
Oh.
like in Scott Pilgrim?
Oh, G-Man Graves, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Mm.
Although Julian starts with a J.
Who cares?
Well,
How do you know it starts
shit.
with a J? Is the lyrics J? Okay.
How would you spell Julian?
With a G.
Wow.
I don't know.
It's like
You're
when-
wild.
when
That's
people-
why I married her, though. It was
Of
just,
course.
you never knew what was going to
I'm
come
a
with
wild and
vocabulary.
crazy guy.
In your vows,
Yeah.
you were like, I love when you spell Julian with a G.
No, in his vows, he said, I promise to never call you pork chop.
Aw.
So,
Because I called you pork
lovely.
chop one time.
and I was like, that's not a good pet name.
What were we watching? My Little Peanut Butter Cup.
Oh, yeah. The hustle.
My Little Pork Chop.
My little apple turnover. How many food names? My little tiramisu.
Tiramisu's
My
good.
Little Jello Mold.
Yeah, that was what you did end up calling me. You were like, you decided on Jello mold.
Jello Mold.
That's sweet.
Thanks.
There's so many cute Jello molds you can get. You
Yeah.
can fill them with random flavors.
Yes.
Like,
Lime,
good.
cherry.
orange, blue, which has no flavor other than blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Just
it's raspberry.
No, it's just blue.
vanilla pudding.
Oh,
Mm.
but butterscotch is where it's
Pistachio
at.
Butterscotch. Yes.
I stand where I stand on that issue.
I respect it.
Thank you. Yeah, the ideal husband. You've made a great one, Frank.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Had to bring it. That's your one yes for the day.
Shit.
So I'm glad we got it on
That's what
air.
we got wasted on? Damn it.
Aw.
Yeah.
I wanted some new bar stools.
Shit. You just
like
gotta
our
make
bar stools.
4 like inane suggestions.
Right.
Gotta be
yeah.
like-
Oh, yeah.
No, because she'll figure that out. Like, it'll be like instantaneous.
Like
You know,
gotta
I'm
be
like-
subtle with it.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe we should turn our second room into a man cave? No.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you could probably get away with. You could probably fool me.
what if I dyed my beard blue? What do you think about that?
Just don't shave it. Don't shave it.
She would, you know what? She'd be like, she does that thing though. She goes, hey, whatever you want to do. Ah.
Yeah. There
Whatever.
is an element of like playing chicken with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to dye it blue, go for it.
I'll still love you.
Yeah.
Aw.
I
like track
see you
number
as you
2.
are. It's
Yeah.
true.
Of course.
I had
Of
some-
course.
I had some grays. I got the grays that showed up, and I was like, should I use some of that just for men? I was
was
just
like, what's
joking
just
around.
for
The
men?
last thing I'm going to do is use just for men. Like, that's not like the last thing I'm going to do. I had a couple of grays show, and she's like, what if that's what you want to do? I'm like,
No,
that was
first
supposed
I
to be a joke.
First, I asked you what is just for men,
Yeah.
and then you explained it. I was like, oh, that's what you want to do. If you don't like it, then
What, you didn't have a father go gray when you still lived at home?
it's Ken Gray.
My dad's name is Ken.
Whoa.
Yo.
Are we?
Maybe it's the same guy.
I swear it's not.
Is this a parent trap situation?
Oh my god! Say your dad's middle name on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
John.
Charles. Okay.
Close call. Speaking of
I almost had
dads,
to whip out the 23 and me.
the next song's inspired by Bruce Springsteen, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's our collective father.
Our
no?
collective.
Collective zaddy.
Elizabeth Moen, if you're listening to this,
This one's
Bruce
for you.
Springsteen.
Yeah.
I'm like shaking keys for her. Like, Bruce. Bruce.
Oh my god.
I love Born in the USA. I
Yeah.
think it's such a fun play on Born in the USA.
This one's fun.
And the laugh track to it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
He's such a like showman
yeah.
in this song.
Yeah, it's a total. It's like a I don't know, like a audio. It's almost like a storybook. It's like an audiobook or something. In the
Feels
song.
like it should
Yeah.
have it should have some like claymation
Oh,
like
yeah.
with it,
Totally.
or like it's like a chill like a crazy like roll doll like pop up children's
Yeah,
book.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's how I see this song. But it's like instead of like crazy animals, it's like subprime loans,
Yeah.
Yes.
an education that doesn't matter. Like,
But I also think, but I was saying to you earlier that I thought that this song, to me, like you made a good argument. I'm not gonna say you didn't make a good argument, and you'll probably make it again. But I felt like this particular song didn't belong on this album. I thought it was or it's the precursor for
Pure comedy.
Pure
pure comedy. Like it feels more like that's the story, that's the concept I'm going to go with. Like it almost feels like he started doing this, and maybe this sprung the idea of like, wait a minute, I think that's another album, like going in this direction. So, but I do absolutely. I mean, the song is.
what did I say to you earlier about this song? I don't even remember.
You were
what
talking
I
about
said to you.
how I think that you turned it around on me with with his retrospection about who he was and what he was finding important, and in
That sounds
light
like
of
something I would say.
in light of his relationship. I don't know. You started talking, and I was like, it's too smart for me.
But
Yes, dear.
I do think though that you're not wrong in the sense of this being a precursor to pure comedy.
Pure
'Cause
comedy.
I think that that is what you're getting on pure comedy is more of that social commentary.
Right.
piece.
There's a heck of a lot of social commentary
Yeah.
in this song.
Which is a little out of place.
Yeah,
coming
that's what
from
I felt
all
like.
the
Yeah,
love,
yeah.
all
I almost
It's like
wonder,
it's like I hate myself and I love you, and I hate myself and I love you.
And
By the way,
also-
the world sucks. You know.
But
You
I
know,
also wonder too if this is like. I feel like sometimes when people get into like marriage or they get into jobs or they get into things that are like really serious, like they start to realize like the societal expectations of what those like boxes mean for them. And so I
that's
guess
the
I
tie-in.
wonder. Yeah, and maybe it's like, oh, now I've committed to this thing and you know, is the box that we put these things in all there is, and is this what it looks like? And I feel like he's trying to draw this picture of like what we think it looks like. But I could be wrong about that. I don't know. But
it's a great song. I mean, it's still
I love it so much. And
I
it's your favorite track.
I don't know if it's my favorite. It's one of my favorites.
It's one of your favorites.
I like it a lot. It's like I can imagine like Lady Gaga doing like this sort of piano ballad.
oh wow.
Shallow is born in the USA.
Lady Gaga with a laugh track.
but he's like kind of making fun of that type of ballad, right?
This
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah,
obviously
her
like
Vegas residency. My God.
He's obviously
I
like
would
being a
love
little
to see
silly
her
with
sing
it.
this song. Yes, please.
I do.
I mean, it is. It's interesting to me because it really does. Because it is. There are moments in the song where you laugh at like not like in like a ha way, but like God, the world really is ridiculous. Like the things that were like pushed on us and everything else, and so it feels. I don't know. To me, like I heard the song, I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Where does it fit?
Where does it fit? And where is it?
I want to make one more point, though. I want to take it one step further, if we're good with that. So
No, we're not.
well, fucking deal with it.
All right.
No, it's like all of these things that he's describing in this song are very first world problems too. And I think that a lot of what he's written about up until this point throughout this record, like his own self-loathing and suffering is like very first world problems. And I wonder if like this is almost him making fun of himself for like, you know, being so consumed by like these like very first world
I'm going to tell you
issues.
something. I don't think Father John Misty or Josh Tillman have ever been consumed with these. I think they've always thought that all of this stuff was ridiculous.
No, I mean being like not necessarily like the stuff he's talking about in this song, but like the issues that he himself personally dealt with and the kind of person that he was. It's a little first rate in terms of like, you know, issues that people like deal with. You know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, this is not the same thing by far, but like, I'll go into a therapy session and I'll be like, oh my God, my boss said blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's so not a quote unquote like actual problem, you know? That's
Yeah.
this is just distressing my own shit. And
Right.
it does.
Pain is relative, though.
It's relative.
Yeah.
We, on our last episode, hey, go check it out, talked about Neil Young, and he has this line that
It's a
says,
great
like,
doublet.
though my problems don't matter, that doesn't make them go away, or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
paraphrasing. Where it's like, I'm getting a similar sentiment here, where it's like, this absolutely does not matter in the grander, like, scheme of things, and this is very, like, oh, boo-hoo. And I'm having an emotional response to it, and I'm embarrassed by that emotional response to it.
100%.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the fact that it's like in the grand scheme of things, like, yeah, maybe it's small, but like, again, I don't think that negates the feeling behind it. But I do think that he's putting a voice to like that juxtaposition of like, I recognize that this is a smaller issue than I'm making it out to be, but
Yeah.
like it still affects me in this way. So I
So
think
wait
you're-
a minute though. Is the laugh track laughing at him or is it laughing
Or
with him?
Whoa.
Tune
I
in
think
next
now
week.
that I'm
Gotta
starting
be.
to think about it, I think it's laughing at him.
Well, yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
That was
I
my.
thought I was taking it as like he was like kind of giving a stand-up routine.
I
Yeah.
took it as they
But
were
the-
laughing at him. That's
Because
how
I
I
think
read
he's
it.
definitely getting very satirical with it because he goes, "Save me, white Jesus."
Yeah.
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 Save
Like-
me, President Jesus.
President Jesus.
President Jesus was the one that got me. I was
That
like,
was fucking
oh,
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Save me, President Jesus.
President Jesus.
And all that stuff makes the interpolation even better because Born in the USA is a Vietnam protest song.
Yeah.
Right? Like still criticizing America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Holy shit!
We only had two
Holy
songs
shit.
left.
Oh my God.
Is this the last song?
Two more.
Second to
right?
last.
Oh, okay.
Second
I
to
was
last.
like, wait.
Penultimate, if you will.
Oh,
Hey, you want to hear something fucked up about this song?
Yeah.
sure.
And perhaps you already know
Absolutely.
this. He wrote this song on his wedding day, is what I read.
I did not
Holy
know
shit, we're
that.
talking about.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Wow.
So
What a beautiful love song to your wife.
I have a quote from him as well, from Josh. He said, quote, "The way that I felt on my wedding day, it was just so, so wild. To make a decision like that based on something you believe in, to get out of the morass of ambivalence, to live according to endless contingencies and potential mishaps, potential unhappiness is just huge for me."
Wow.
Huh.
Whoa!
Mind blown.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, indeed.
That's not how I would describe a song I wrote on my wedding day.
and if it was, chances are your spouse is gonna be like, wait, what?
Wait,
Are they still
Wait.
together? Do we know?
No, but they're artists. We get it. It's fine.
Yes, yes.
No, I love this song. I think it's really cool how he describes, I mean, what I take is
Well, I
like
love-
mass suffering, and then it's like,
Well,
what
there's
does
clear-
any of this have to do with you and me?
Mhm.
Right. Well, there's also like I love all the clearly anti-religion like
Oh yeah.
comments that he's making.
Well, he
Coming from
grew up in
coming
such a
from
religious
such a
household, yeah.
religious household.
Yeah.
So so like the beginning of it is all like, you know, holy wars and you know, that I always thought that was really, it was interesting how he was, I don't know, it was almost the way he was stringing it together was almost, there's a horrible comparison because it's not really, but it is, but the way he was like stringing it together like lyrically was reminiscent almost of We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel, because he's listing all these things
Interesting.
that you don't really, you
This
know,
is so much better
yeah.
than that.
Well, yeah, totally. I mean, even Billy Joel will tell you that was a horrible song. But I you know, that's what I really,
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. It's an interesting song to me from kind of a, I don't know, an academia kind of standpoint.
Love the
looking
key
over it.
change.
Yeah, the key change is
Love-
I
cool.
have a timestamp for that. Do we want to hear
Yes,
it?
I do want to hear
Yeah.
it.
Period.
Sarah's always like, I don't do any music. Knows where the key change is. Has a timestamp for it.
I don't think I referred to it in my notes as a key change. I think I called it like a switch 'em up.
That's what they're called now.
That's a technical term.
that's what we
for
call it, yeah,
switch
switch 'em
'em
up.
Thank you.
Lyceum families, the golden era of TV. Eunuch sluts, consumer slaves, arose by any other name. Carbon footprint, incest dreams. Fuck the mother in the green. Planet cancer, sweet revenge. Isolation, online friends.
Oh, I was about to keep going.
Oh, and we all could.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. God damn.
He
This
is kind
song-
of doing a slow. We didn't start the fire. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
JFK, blow away. What else do I have to say?
Zach,
God.
I know you're a Burnham head to a
Yeah.
degree. Did this remind you also of That Funny Feeling?
Oh, it is
The
kind of
song
that funny feeling. Yeah,
I forgot
it's
all
a little,
about Bo Burnham.
It's a little less funny.
but-
That funny feeling.
It just reminded me in the sense that like we're listing one by one all these
Just
like
sad
weird and
things.
difficult things.
Yeah,
And it's like, well,
it's cathartic for sure.
yeah.
Good track.
Good track.
Good fucking track.
track.
Well, my darlings, my dears, I went to the store one day and I found the last track on this album, track number 11, titled I Went to the Store One Day. And
Great song.
First thing I would say is, like, if you ever came to me and you said, I got this new song, and the title of it is I Went to the Store One Day, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? What is going on in your head? What's going on in your life right
Were you
now?
doing cocaine in the bathtub?
What? Yeah. Because this is not right. You went to the store one day. That's what we're doing.
yeah.
That's what we're doing. Okay, we went to
Yeah.
the store one day.
It's very.
I
At least I
imagine-
didn't go to Poshmark.
I imagine it's
Brick and mortar, bitch.
yeah. Oh yeah, what store was it? Poshmark.
They opened a pop-up. You know I can't resist a good pop-up.
It was simply magnetic.
Oh.
Lord.
This song is so freaking darling and so
Yeah.
sweet and so tender.
It is.
And to your point, like very much like a twin flame to I Love You Honeybear.
Careful,
Yeah.
careful when you say twin flame. You gotta be careful with that word.
'Cause there's that.
Did you see that? Did you see that documentary on Netflix about twin flames?
No, I've been
No.
meaning to.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta see it. You'll never use the term twin flame
Stay
again.
on topic. You can do it.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry,
believe in
I'm
you.
sorry.
It's very much a
I'm Mr. Segway.
scissor sister
Oh,
to.
That's
Yeah.
better. That's better. I
Y'all-
like that better.
Do y'all fuck with the Scissor Sisters? I don't
we
feel
love
like
that
dancing.
band.
Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, they're just both like very sweet. Like,
Yeah.
aw, I'm in love. Let me sing about love. Aw, love.
Yeah, that's a great way to end it. Like, they kind of bring it back to the same vibe.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that having those end caps, they're like bookends to this record. Like, and that's why I don't hate starting it with "I Love You, Honeybear" because we have this last track.
And you could not have titled the album "I Went to the Store One Day."
No.
And, no, you couldn't have done that, and you also really couldn't have ended with "Holy shit" because
No.
Too
it's-
depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need to pick me
and
up.
I mean, it's again like it feels like when you get to "Holy shit," you're not really sure what's gonna happen next, and then you've got "I Went to the Store One Day," and it's almost like this cleansing, calming, like, all right, I think you're gonna be okay, bro. I think you're gonna be all
Not
right.
positive, but maybe.
But maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. There were I wrote down some lyrics from this one. So I was listening to this song and I was like, oh my god.
I love that was your reaction to this.
It was my reaction. Okay, so the lyrics are, if this isn't true love, someone ought to put me in a home. Say, do you want to get married? And put an end to our endless progressive tendency to scorn provincial concepts like your dowry and your daddy's farm. For love to find us, of all people, I never thought it'd be so simple.
I know.
And I was like, oh, they're both haters, but they love each other. Like, that's so sweet.
They're like the hipsters. They're standing on either end of the party, just like
Yes.
They don't even know that.
Well, I'm glad they met at the store though, because
they don't even know what love is. I knew
Because
what
I can't imagine
love
the song-
was before it was cool. Like that is fully where this went, but we love them for it.
We love them
It's
for
beautiful.
it.
It's a beautiful proclamation of love, and I think at the end of the day, like that really is what this record is. Like it's. I haven't loved myself enough, but like you make me see that it's possible to A, love me for whatever the hell this is, and B, to be worthy of receiving love too, and to put my trust and my faith and my love into somebody else and be like, all right, we can chill out. Like,
Should I try my joke now?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was working on this one.
Okay.
I'm glad that they met at the store, because otherwise the title would have been something like "I opened up Tinder one day."
Oh no!
And that's your 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Frank Rabbit, for coming to our open mic.
FJM would never. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
You have the whole song about not wanting to
Did
text.
you, listen, did you even listen to True Affection?
I can't believe I found you on Tinder.
Oh my god!
How lucky am I?
He's like, we got real texts, baby. Reacting to all my iMessages. Real texts, baby.
You left the read receipts on for me. All the great hits.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my gosh. Well,
Well, with that, let's do an AC break and then we'll come back with a Robrewski.
yeah, let's brainstorm
Sounds good.
Robrewski.
Yeah.
We have never given this award before, and it's very prestigious, and we're very excited to tell you about this brand new category here at the Grammys.
The category is Best Soundtrack for Fuckboys to Listen to While Searching ZocDoc for Therapists.
Goes to I Love You Honeybear by Father John Misty.
We knew you could do it.
Come up here and get your oddly shaped thing that you'll never hold again.
It was really hard to fit on the plaque. It's a long award name.
Frank, that was so good. You have such a good radio voice for that.
Well, folks, thank you so much for listening to another stunning and prestigious episode.
And thanks for hosting us.
Oh my gosh.
course.
Of
No, you guys are
course.
amazing. This is so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
Aw.
Oh my god. A round of applause just for us. Well, if you want to check out this applause-winning duo of hosts on Twitter or Instagram, we are, in fact, Album Rebrews. Our Instagram is at Album Rebrews, REBREWS, like beers. And if you want to check out our website, it is www.albumrebrews.com. I'll say this as well, because people asked for our email recently. It's albumrebrews@gmail.com. Baby, hit our line.
A giant thank you to Cameron Bopp, our editor and singer-songwriter extraordinaire. We couldn't do the show without him. We really appreciate him. Go check him out on evil Twitter at Cambop, CAMBOPP. A giant thank you to White Rabbit Object for coming on. Thank you so much, Rain
Thank
and
you so
Frank,
much
for
for
coming
having
on.
us.
You guys were so fun. It was a great record. If you are at home with access to the internet, go check out White Rabbit Object on the internet. It is spelt like this.
We got you. wht.rbbt.obj.
And that's our handle on
Baby.
Instagram.
That's the handle on Instagram.
That's our handle on Facebook.
Great SEO, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's so easy to find you. Yeah.
Search engine optimization. It's giving.
They've got two singles out right
Number one
now
result.
that you should go listen to immediately after this episode. Dirty Love and Your Love is a Crime, coming up on their new 5-song EP, which is entitled...
Romeo, Bravo, Bravo, Tango.
That's coming out June 28th, super soon after this episode releases. You don't have to wait that long. You also don't have to wait too long to go see them live. Go check them out at Summerfest, June 27th at the U-Line Warehouse stage. Same stage as Letterkenny that kicks ass. July 12th at Shuba's. July 21st at Ravenswood on Tap. And July 22nd at the Hideout. If you don't make it to one of those, like you had so many options.
Baby, you had all. You
You
didn't
had-
have school. What the fuck?
And I'm pretty sure your therapist told you.
Also, it's so easy to get into Summerfest for free. Take it from somebody who's from Milwaukee. Sometimes you just have to like bring a can of soup, and they're like, "Yeah, come on in."
You don't have to show any body parts.
No,
Not a single one.
Just soup.
Just
You just
soup.
have to show soup.
Just
bring
soup.
in a can of Progresso, and like,
I did it for
I
the
was rather
people.
surprised at how easy we walked in the first year we did
Like,
it.
yo.
Like
We're
nobody
here.
was like, "Who are you?"
Right.
You know, we just walked in. And
No, they were like, they are them.
Last time we played, it was the War on Drugs was there, and
cool.
slay.
they took up like all of the green rooms.
The war on green rooms.
Yeah,
War on green rooms, truly.
And it was a very we had our green room, but the stage managers were like all running around going, "We have to get them out of so many green rooms. How do we get them into just one green room?"
We also have bleachers here tonight.
And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
I was just like, I was amazed by that.
Make sure there's enough sun chips.
Yeah.
Marijuana tablets.
Well, with that, folks, before we get on out of here, we're just going to do a cute little ASMR goodbye.
Yes. Sweet and tender in the same order we introduced ourselves, so I'll go first. I love you, honey bear.
Bye-bye.
I'm River. It was great.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.